Okay, everybody, I was going to show you a real quick video here going over the no tax on tips and the no tax on overtime. I know a lot of us know that that's coming into play this year. It was obviously one of the major provisions in the big, beautiful bill. I'll show you the actual mechanism. Since we're coming up on tax filing time, you're going to want to know exactly how this is going to percolate through the tax form, what information you're going to need to get. So, um, right here, we're looking at a 2024 individual 1040. And so that was last year's tax return. Take a look at it, kind of familiarize yourself, and then take a look at 2025. I mean, just look how different that looks just in general. I mean, maybe not that different. The dependent column looks very strange, and there's just a lot more kind of going on. It's a little messier. These are all draft forms right now, so maybe it'll look a little more cleaned up when they actually finalize the forms. But I just thought it was kind of interesting to take a look at the changes and just kind of gives you an idea of how much is actually changing in the tax code this year. Now, okay, so the big thing, let's get into it, right? So let's start with no tax on tips. So in order to add these new deductions in here, they've created this new draft form called Schedule 1A. Right here, you'll see this. So draft only right there, additional deductions, right? So here's where you're going to calculate your modified adjusted gross income. I mean, this is all going to happen in the background if you're using TurboTax or any kind of professional software. But then right here is where we go to the no tax on tips. So right here, you're going to enter the tips that are included in your wages, right? So, you could read this qualified tips received as an employee. So that's going to be box one of your, these are the tips that are included box one of your W-2. So this is a blank W-2 right here. And as you can see, the main place that we're going to get this information to deduct your tips is right here, Social Security tips. So those are included in your wages. You're working as a waitress, you get paid tips through the POS system. Those get added up right here. So they're going to be in box one and then separately stated right here. So you're going to pull that information and you're going to put that, if you're doing this in TurboTax, they're going to have some spot for you to put that. And then it'll get deducted out here on this Schedule 1A. It'll go here. Then it'll get totaled up right here on line 13. So, there's more to it right here, obviously, different kinds of tips, things like that, different sources. This is if you're a contractor and you're receiving tips. But overall, all your tips are going to get totaled up as long as you're below the income threshold right here. And that's going to transfer to your 1040. And all of these deductions are going right here on line, see right here, additional deductions from Schedule 1A right here. So this is where you're going to see those tips. So this is where it's going to get subtracted back out. So total wages go up here, subtracted out on line 13B. So when you're reviewing your tax form, whether you're doing it yourself or doing it on TurboTax, and you don't see something in line 13B and you made tips, you know that you're getting screwed. You're not getting all of your deductions. So when you're reviewing your tax forms this year, check line 13B and make sure you're getting all the deductions you're entitled to. All the deductions are going there. The no tax on overtime is going to be getting deducted right there as well. Now, the no tax on overtime is going to be a little bit more burdensome for the taxpayer. So let's just say that you make $30 an hour, your overtime rate is 45. The amount that you're going to be able to exclude from your wages is $15 an hour. Well, on the W-2, there's nowhere where overtime is separately stated. So you're going to have to go through your pay stubs or find some other reasonable method to calculate your overtime. And so that's going to be a burden on the taxpayer, but it's going to be well worth it. And that's kind of why I'm making this video right now, so that people can start to gather this information. I mean, the same thing for tips that aren't included in W-2. You're going to have to figure out what those are and calculate that. And you have to use reasonable methods. Obviously, there's instructions that can kind of guide you to the right way to do this. But I just thought I'd go over it so people know that they need to start gathering that. Get your pay stubs together, talk to your employer, ask them, do they have record of the overtime you worked? Bring that to your preparer, bring that when you're doing TurboTax, and then use that to calculate this deduction. Otherwise, you're just leaving money on the table. And so this is also where they're going to calculate the no tax on car loan interest. So that's not going on Schedule A, that's going on Schedule 1A also. And right here, you can see that, take a look at it. I'm not going to get too into that. It's going to apply to a few people. But yeah, so that's going to go there. And then the enhanced deduction for seniors is also going to go on here. So if they're under the AGI threshold right here, 75, 150,000 if married filing jointly, then they can get that additional $6,000 deduction. That was kind of the workaround that they did in order to make the no tax on Social Security for seniors, is they increase this deduction right here. They're adding this in. Why it's not just added as part of the standard deduction for the seniors, I'm not really sure. It seems kind of quirky to put it as part of this form, but nonetheless, that's where they're putting it right now. Anyway, so they're going to take all, so like let's say you had all four of these, you would total all these up, put them on line 38, they would transfer over to your 1040 over here, and then get subtracted back out right here. So then additional deductions, then you add all the lines, subtract, and then your total tax gets calculated on line 13. So 13B is really what we're looking for this year, guys. Make sure you're not missing out on all the deductions you're entitled to. Don't be shy about asking your tax preparer or reviewing your tax return. It's good to know this and make sure that you're not leaving that money on the table. All right. Well, that concludes my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, talk to you soon.